Some stories don't end in heartbreak. Some stories end in blood. This was one of them. It began in the humid corridors of an old school in Calcutta, where two teenagers, Sia and Aarav, had fallen in love between chalk dust and rain-slicked notebooks. Their bond was fragile but beautiful, like a glass rose. But glass shatters easily. Chapter 1, Separation. After school, dropped, cold, hollow.
I see.
That was the beginning of the end. Chapter 2, The Fight. They met in a park a week later. The sky was gray, like something was holding its breath. Sia stood rigid, arms crossed. Aarav looked exhausted.
So, she's your new best friend now?
Sia spat.
Yes, she's someone who doesn't overthink everything I say.
Aarav shot back.
You used to like when I overthought.
She whispered.
I liked who you used to be.
He regretted saying it the moment it left his mouth, but the damage was done. Sia's eyes darkened, not with tears, with something colder. Chapter 3, The Breakup. At a cafe near Aarav's college, Sia appeared unexpectedly. Then she walked away, and the girl who had once cried when he caught a cold was never seen crying again. Chapter 4, The Plan. No one noticed the change. Sia smiled more, laughed louder, even joined a poetry club. But behind her closet door was a red notebook. On the cover, a single name, Naina. Inside, sketches, schedules, maps of Aarav's campus, and one sentence written over and over.
She won't laugh tomorrow.
Chapter 5, Gone. It happened on a Tuesday. Naina left the library late. Her friends said goodbye. She took the shortcut path behind the sculpture garden. No one saw the figure trailing her. No one heard the scream, except the crows. The next morning, a janitor found her. Her body was displayed like an art installation, hung with fishing wire between two statues, lips stitched closed, unseen carved across her abdomen. It wasn't a crime, it was a message. Chapter 6, Shock. Police came, reporters swarmed, but they had no leads, no suspects. Aarav stood beside the police tape, shaking.
She was my friend,
He whispered to himself, staring at the grotesque scene.
She didn't deserve this.
Inside the crowd, Sia stood with a group of classmates, a scarf hiding her smirk. Later, in the privacy of her hostel room, she scribbled a final note in the red book.
When you ignore someone's pain long enough, they stop crying and start carving.
And so it ended, just as quietly as it began, with a smile, a stitch, and a scream no one heard. But the story isn't over yet, because Aarav is starting to suspect, and Sia, well, Sia's just getting started. To be continued. But Aarav had a name spinning in his mind like a slow, rusted fan. Sia? He hadn't seen her since the funeral, not in person, but strange things began happening. His phone would buzz, and the screen would flash white noise for a second. He once found a rose on his bike seat, the stem wrapped in a crimson ribbon, and a photo of him and Naina folded beneath it. Then there was the voice note. It arrived at 3:11 a.m., a whispering whisper, just 4 words.
She laughed too much.
Chapter 8, Confrontation. Aarav couldn't take it anymore. He waited for Sia near her college gate. She arrived as usual, in her calm, unbothered stride, a poetry book in hand. When she saw him, she stopped, smiled.
Oh, the grieving boyfriend.
Don't do that. You hated her. You threatened her. You said,
I say many things. You never cared when I begged, but now you care when I'm calm.
He stared at her. Something behind her eyes flickered. Not grief, not anger, something emptier.
did you do it?
Sia laughed. It wasn't warm, it was mechanical.
Feigning innocence. Do what?
Then she leaned close, her breath touching his ear.
Monsters don't confess, Aarav. They decorate.
She walked away. Chapter 9, The Second Mark. That night, Aarav rushed to the police with his suspicions, but there was no proof, no motive they'd accept. He even went to her hostel. But she'd already left for a writing retreat, according to the warden. She hadn't, because that same night, another message appeared. This time, it wasn't left for Aarav. It was posted anonymously on the college notice board. A photo of Naina's body, blurred but real, and a single line typed underneath.
Her smile was too loud.
It was signed.
The quiet one.
Chapter 10, The Blood Trail. A week later, Aarav's roommate Vikrant vanished. No note. His last message to Aarav.
That girl you dated? She's not okay, bro. She messaged me last night asking if I like to watch pain. Blocked her. Creepy AF.
They found Vikrant's body in the old science lab, hung upside down, his mouth stuffed with pages torn from his own textbooks. Across his forehead, in red marker,
Boys who mock madness get to study silence.
Chapter 11, Aarav Breaks. By now, Aarav was a shell. His friends avoided him. People whispered. He locked himself in his room, scouring every trace of Sia online. But her accounts were blank. Deleted, she had vanished. At least in the digital world, until one night an envelope slid under his door. Inside, a torn piece of their old school notebook, his handwriting, her doodles, and scribbled across it,
It was your love that made me. It'll be your loss that breaks me.
Chapter 12, One Last Call. He tried calling her again. This time she picked up. Her voice was soft, too soft.
Did you like the message, Aarav?
Sia, stop this. You're sick. You need help.
A chuckle, then silence.
You were the help I needed, but you gave it to someone else. Now I'm the lesson.
I didn't kill her. I just moved on.
Exactly. And now, so will you.
Click. Chapter 13, The Final Scene. Aarav rushed to the police again. This time, they finally acted. By the time they tracked her location, a rented flat outside the city, it was too late. Inside the small room were walls covered in photographs, strings connecting faces, doodles, names crossed out, red ink, real blood. In the center, a mirror, and written in lipstick across it,
He loved her. He forgot me. They remember now.
a box she'd sent him sat locked in his desk drawer. He couldn't throw it away. It felt radioactive. One page haunted him most.
You were chapter 1.
This is volume 2. But there had been no new names until now. One evening, Aarav received a call from an unknown number. It was a recording. A girl.
She talks like Naina.
Final dialogue. Sia stepped into the candlelight. She looked almost normal. Hair tied back, white kurta, speckled in red, calm eyes.
Sia, let her go. This ends now.
Now? No, Aarav. This ended long ago. This is just the epilogue.
You murdered people. Innocent people.
Innocent. She laughed at your joke, like Naina. Like I never existed.
You don't exist anymore. This monster, you became it yourself.
No, I became what you left behind.
She took out a knife. The same one used in the other killings, thin, clean, curved like a crescent moon.
This is not for her. This is for closure.
She stepped toward Aarav. Chapter 17, the red ending. But Aarav had come prepared. As Sia lunged forward, he swung a metal rod, striking her hand. The knife clattered. And lunged again, but he dodged, grabbed the chair and shoved it toward her. She fell hard.
It ends here.
Sia on the floor.
Even now you're choosing her, not me. Never me.
I never wanted this. You weren't invisible, Sia. You were loved. But you twisted it. You broke it.
No, you broke me.
Police sirens whined in the distance. Aarav had secretly shared the location from his phone just before entering. Sia looked toward the window. No escape now. She smiled one last time.
They'll never understand, but maybe you will, Aarav. Monsters are born when lovers forget.
And she drove the sharp edge of a broken glass shard into her own throat. Chapter 18, the whisper fades. The farmhouse filled with red and blue lights. Rhea was saved. Aarav, trembling, sat beside Sia's lifeless body. She died with a smile that said,
I won.
Epilogue, the final note. Months later, Aarav sat in therapy. The nightmares hadn't stopped. One night he opened her old red notebook one last time. Tucked inside the back cover was something he hadn't seen before. A photograph of him, sleeping, taken just days before he found Rhea in the farmhouse. On the back, written in Sia's familiar handwriting.
Even monsters can love, but love makes the best monsters.
He burned the notebook that night, but as the flames danced, he heard something in the ashes. A whisper. His name. The end. Or is it?